Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Time Out. And today we got a serious topic. I want to share with you a guide to help you understand what type of spouse it is that you qualify for in today's scope and landscape of dating. Once again, welcome back to another episode of Time Out. And let's get into the slides, shall we? Slide number 1. We're sharing the body mass index. So a lot of people think this is a European standard of beauty, but it is not. It's a health standard is what it is. So if you look at the chart here, we can see that the blue area means underweight. That's not healthy either. A healthy weight is in the green area, as illustrated in the chart. Yellow is overweight, orange is obese, and red is extremely obese. If you look at the numbers on the side, on the left, and on the top, you see height and weight. So if you factor your height and your weight, you get your body mass index. And that gives you a great idea of how healthy you are. Men really adhere to this chart. It's not something that we don't like. It's something that we just are inherently drawn to. Slide number 2. To kind of help you better understand what the chart is about, here's what sizes looks like as it pertains to the body mass index. You can see there in blue, men don't really want you to be underweight. That's really too skinny, to be honest. Green is a healthy weight. The overweight one is the 24 to 30. 24 to 30, we can kind of work with that, but the chart that I'm going to share with you in just a little bit kind of gives you a better idea of the type of man that you qualify for. And this chart that I'm going to show you also helps the men understand too, salary-wise, what type of woman he qualifies for. We'll talk about orange. That's obese. Anywhere from 30 to 35 is obese. If we go to the dark orange, well, the middle one, you can kind of consider it yellow, but I consider that kind of dark orange. I mean the light orange. But the dark orange, it's 35 to 40. That's obese to the second degree. So understand that. We're going from obese to the second degree, and then 40 and over is extremely obese. That's extreme. So ladies, understand, when you look at this chart, this gives you a great idea of where you stand in the scope of dating. Number 2, here's some financials right here. So there's poor or near poor, there's lower middle class, there's middle class, upper middle class, and rich. Kind of gives you an idea of the monetary system as it pertains to your weight. Number 2. Here is the median income for single people in this country. So the median income as of 2019 is $47,000. It's gone up a little bit since then. I think for white males, it's about $50,000. But that $47,000, $47,000, $48,000, that's about where black men, single black men, rank in terms of finance. So we're going to go to the next one here. If you look at this chart, just below the pie chart, look at where it says black population. Just under that, it says total. And in the column where men are, we can see among dateable population, there's 20 million men. Right next to that is the women at 22 million. At any given time in this country of the dateable population, women outnumber the men by 2 million. There's only 52 states in the United States. So if you divide that up evenly, you do the math. Women far outnumber men in this country. Now, if you're thinking, oh, he's trying to scare us into dating or getting a man early, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to give you the information and you do with it what you will. But if you wait too long to get a good man, there won't be any left. A lot of women start out their lives thinking that they want the bad boy, and it ends up not working out. You end up with a kid or two in your 30s, and now you're looking for that guy you put in the friend zone about 10 years ago. By this time, that guy is gone. That guy is married. He's in a relationship. He's out of the dating market. So, ladies, understand, as we go through this list, I'm about to show you the chart that I came up with that gives you a better idea of the type of man that you qualify for. So the chart here is as follows. Female's body mass index is equal to a male's salary. Now, we're not talking about how the person treats you. We're not talking about religious beliefs. We're not talking about cooking and cleaning. We're only talking about these two matrices here. Body mass index versus salary. Now, if you are a 19 to 21 on the body mass index scale, you qualify for a man of $100,000 or more. If you are 22 to 24, you're a healthy weight. A woman of a healthy weight qualifies for a man making about $50,000 to $99,000. So she might end up being with a guy over $100K, but that depends on how determined he is to make that happen. The reason why I highlight this next one in yellow, 25 to 39, is overweight. This is where most of our Black women reside. Actually, not just Black women, just women overall in this country are overweight. And most of them land in this area. So because that's about the average weight of most women, you only qualify for, like I highlighted earlier, a man of about average earning. So from about 30,000 to 49,000 is about where you sit. So if you want a baller, or if you're on one of these programs talking about, I want a guy that makes $100,000, according to your body mass index, which is important to men, you don't qualify. The last one is obese. If you're 40 and up, and it only goes up to 65. If you're 40 to 65, then you qualify for a man making nothing to 49,000. So if you get a man that's just breathing, you should be happy with that. As long as he's not abusive, he's not a drug addict or anything of that nature, you should be more than happy with who he is. Understand, ladies, that this is the list. This is what we're looking for. This is what you qualify for. So a lot of women ask, what do I qualify for? What kind of man can I get? This is what you're looking at. This gets your foot in the door. Now, your attitude and what you're willing to do to stay in the door, that is up to you. Now, you could be a woman who's perfect or of a healthy weight, but if your attitude is stank, you won't stay. Especially for men that are making 100K or more or 50K to 99, they're making well above what the average man makes. The average man, again, makes about anywhere between $47,000 to $48,000. That's for Black men, and for white men, it's about $52,000. So understand, most men don't make 100K. That 100K club is about 8 to 10% of men who make that. That means about 90 to 92% of men don't make that much money. So you're not going to get one, or you're not going to get your foot in the door if you don't meet what his visual, let's say, preference is. This is a matter of preference, ladies. That's what this is. If you want to get your foot in the door with a guy that makes a certain amount of money, he has a certain preference. Just like you do. You have a certain preference. So stop discounting or dismissing men's preference. Same thing with men. This list goes the other way. Guys, if you're only making $30,000 a year, don't expect a woman who's gorgeous. And I'm not saying that all women aren't gorgeous on the inside, but everyone has a preference. So if you're looking for someone who's supermodel and you only make $30,000 a year, you're probably not going to get it, bruh. You need to get your weight up. So, ladies, just one last picture to illustrate or highlight my point. I'll take this one off and I will add this one. Men who make $100,000 or more a year, specifically men who make $250,000 or more, these are the type of women that they want. These are the type of women that they go after. These are the type of women that they seek. These are the type of women that go after men who make $100,000 or more. But if you are the type of woman who looks like one of the women who don't, let's pull it up here. If you look like one of the women in yellow, orange, or red, then you probably are not going to get the guy that makes $100,000 or more. You've got some work to do. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't get them. Doesn't mean you can't get them. But you got some work to do, ladies. So this is just to give you some ideas about what it is that men that make that kind of money want for their money. They work very hard to get that money. So they want women who work very hard to look a certain way. You may say these women are anorexic, that's a European standard of beauty, but there are 2 black women in this image. There are a lot of black Victoria's Secrets models. There are. One of the most famous African-American Victoria's Secrets model was Tyra Banks. So understand that, ladies. This is just a quick guide to give you an idea of what it is that men are looking for. And thanks for tuning in.